So the whole course has come down to this. All of the videos, all the footage that you've watched, all of your assignments have led up to this final culminating activity, prototyping your high-quality blended learning environment in a classroom. Hopefully, by this time, either you've planned out what's going to happen in your classroom, or you've been able to make another arrangement with a friend or with a cousin who has a classroom, or maybe you were just able to get a whole bunch of kids from your neighborhood together to simulate a class environment.
Now remember, the big idea is that you're going to take some before and after footage and tell us the story of what you tried and what you learned from it. And it's really a bit open-ended. If you can't find any form of a learning environment with real learners, they don't even have to be students. I mean, kids, they could be adults, but if you really can't create that at all, there are some options where you can do this as a hypothetical. So the first option is to do it instead of a video as a paper, and you literally just write it as if I did this, and you're sort of doing it as a creative assignment, but you write it up the same way and have the same level of analysis and learning about what you learned from your prototype.
And the second option is very similar to that first one, but instead take one of your classmates' videos of their blended learning implementation and write that similar paper where you analyze the context and what they did actually as though it were your own blended learning implementation.
So before you even start this, make sure you go back and look at the resources we have for you. If you go on the assignments page and under the peer graded assignments, there are detailed instructions of what's expected of you for this project. Also, go into the final assignment itself and look at the rubric. It's going to show you what you're going to be scored on so you have a better idea of what your final project should look like. And about the final project, we don't need this to be a big, grand gesture, and you don't need to be showing off. This is a 3-minute video or a 2 to 3 page paper tops.
That's exactly right, and to that end, we're not going to be prescriptive either on the scope of your change. If you just want to do a small flipped classroom for one lesson, or if you want to do a giant flipped classroom for the whole year, or even start to redesign your school, that's up to you. We're not going to be prescriptive around how you do that.
And the ultimate reason for this is about your learning. I mean, I know we've probably all been good students and we're used to trying to please our teachers. We as your professors in this course don't want you to do something for us. So figure out where you're going to learn the most. And to this point, because there's so many people taking the course, we probably can't respond to individual questions. Well, I'd like to do this in my course. Feel free to post it on a discussion board and maybe the community can give you some feedback, but for the most part it's going to be a common sense response of what you think is best, and frankly figure out what will help you learn the most and get you closest to figuring out whether you do or don't like blended learning or what the pieces of this course have taught you that you want to do in your future.
And as we said before, this isn't about getting a 3 or a 2 on a specific rubric item. This is about your learning. So as we do the peer graded assignments and you do the actual peer grading itself at the end, which will be the final thing that you really do for this course, we also have a qualitative notes section where you can provide really good targeted feedback for people that have done this assignment, and hopefully people will provide that same feedback for you so that when you go out and you try something like this again, you're going to be able to do it that much better.
So we'll bring up a pop-up here with the reminders of the dates and deadlines, and we're just really looking forward to see what you all come up with. We've been giving you a lot of this as a theoretical background, but the proof is in the pudding when you try this in your settings, and we're just fascinated to learn from what you do.